They said she'd be here by now. 10 years. 10 years since they locked me in that facility. And now suddenly I'm supposed to sit across from her and prove I deserve to exist? How do you prove you're real? How do you prove your memories aren't just copied data? My hands are shaking. Stop it. She'll see that as weakness. She always hated weakness. Or I always hated weakness. God, even my thoughts are confused.
The door was open.
I didn't hear you come in.
You were talking to yourself. I used to do that, before the medication made it hard to concentrate.
You look different.
I'm dying. That tends to change one's appearance. You, on the other hand, look exactly like I did when I was 32, because you are 32. 10 years ago, you were 22. 10 years ago, you were also 0. Interesting paradox. I know how old I am. I know who I am. Do you? That's what we're here to determine, isn't it? The Identity Court. What a ridiculous name. As if identity is something that can be judged by a legal proceeding.
You're the one who petitioned for this hearing.
Because my lawyers told me that without it, when I die in 6 months, everything I own, my research, my patents, my house, my bank accounts would default to you, my clone, my creation, my property.
I'm not your property. I'm a person.
Are you? Let's examine that claim. You were grown in a lab from my DNA. Your memories up until 10 years ago are neural imprints of mine. You didn't live through childhood. You didn't scrape your knee learning to ride a bike. You didn't sit by our mother's bedside when she died. You remember those things, but you didn't experience them. I did. The memories feel real to me. I'm sure they do. That was the point of the experiment. Create a genetically identical copy with a complete memory transfer. See if consciousness could be duplicated. Turns out, it can. Congratulations, you're a successful science project.
You're cruel. You were never this cruel in the memories.
I wasn't dying in the memories. I wasn't facing the reality that a younger, healthier version of myself would inherit everything I worked for. You want to talk about cruel? Try waking up every morning knowing that your clone is out there, living the life you should have had.
Should have had? I didn't ask to be created. You made me. You brought me into existence and then locked me away like some kind of experiment that went wrong. You were never supposed to leave the facility. The ethical guidelines were clear. Clones remain in controlled environments for research purposes only. Research purposes? I'm a human being. I think, I feel, I dream. What gives you the right to imprison someone who shares your DNA, your memories, your face? The fact that I created you gives me that right. You're not a natural person. You're manufactured. So are test tube babies. So are people with artificial hearts. Where do you draw the line between manufactured and real? I draw it at consciousness origination. Mine began 42 years ago when I was born. Yours began 10 years ago when they activated your neural pathways. That makes you 10 years old, no matter what body you're wearing. Fine. Let's talk about those 10 years. What have you been doing? Building my career, publishing papers, winning awards, living my life. And what have I been doing? Sitting in a white room, being tested, being studied, being treated like a specimen. Do you know what that does to a person? To wake up with 32 years of memories and realize none of them belong to you? To remember loving people you've never actually met? That sounds like a personal problem. It became your problem when I escaped 3 months ago. Escaped. Such a dramatic word. You walked out of an unlocked door during a shift change. And you know the first thing I did?
I went to find Daniel.
Don't you dare speak his name.
Why not? I remember him too. I remember the night we met at that conference in Boston. I remember the way he laughed at my terrible jokes. I remember the exact shade of brown his eyes turned when the sunlight hit them. I remember falling in love with him. Those are my memories, my experiences. You have no right to them. Then why do they feel like mine? Why did my heart race when I saw him? Why did I cry when he said my name? You saw Daniel? You contacted my husband? Your ex-husband. You divorced him 8 years ago. Don't pretend you still care. That's none of your concern. He cried when he saw me. Did you know that? He stood in his doorway and just broke down. Because I looked like you did when you were happy, when you were healthy, before the disease started eating away at your heart. What did you tell him? The truth. That I was the clone from your research project, that I had escaped, that I didn't know where else to go. And what did he say? He invited me in, made me tea, the same kind we always drank. Chamomile with honey. He didn't even have to ask how I took it. Because you're a copy of me. Or because we're both Sarah Chen. Just different versions. He talked about you, about how brilliant you were, how driven, how you chose your career over everything else, including him. My career was important. More important than love? More important than actually living? I was making breakthroughs. I was advancing human knowledge. What have you done with your 10 years, besides play house with my ex-husband? I learned what you forgot. That life isn't just about achievements and accolades. It's about moments. It's about sitting with someone and drinking tea and feeling connected. How philosophical. Tell me, did Daniel fall for your borrowed wisdom? He kissed me. What? After 3 hours of talking, he kissed me. And I kissed him back. And for a moment, I forgot I was a clone. I forgot I was supposed to be wrong or fake or manufactured. I just was. You seduced my husband. Your ex-husband. And I didn't seduce anyone. There was just recognition. Like two parts of a whole finding each other again. This is exactly why I petitioned for this hearing. You're not just claiming my memories, you're trying to claim my entire life. The life you abandoned. Daniel said you hadn't spoken to him in 5 years. 5 years. And you're angry that he found comfort with someone who actually looks at him like he matters? Someone who looks at him with my eyes, who smiles at him with my smile, who probably uses the same phrases I use, the same mannerisms, the same, yes, because we're the same person. We are not the same person. Then what am I? Tell me. If I'm not Sarah Chen, who am I? You're a copy, an echo. You're what I could have been if I'd made different choices, if I'd stayed healthy, if I'd valued the wrong things.
The wrong things? Love is the wrong thing? Happiness is the wrong thing?
When it comes at the expense of purpose, yes. Do you know what I've contributed to science? My cloning research has paved the way for organ regeneration, disease treatment, life extension. I've saved thousands of lives.
But you couldn't save your own. The genetic heart defect that killed our mother is killing you too. And all your research, all your accolades, won't change that. In 6 months, you'll be gone. And you'll still be here, young, healthy, living in my body.
Is that what this is really about? You're not angry that I exist. You're angry that I get to continue existing? Would you be?
I'm 42 years old and I'm dying. You're technically 10, but you'll live for decades. Maybe even fix the genetic defect I couldn't fix. You'll have the life I should have had.
Or we're both living the life Sarah Chen was meant to live, just in different timelines. That's not how it works, isn't it? Think about it. If you'd made different choices 10 years ago, if you'd prioritized your health, your relationships, your happiness, you might be exactly where I am now. Healthy, in love, alive.
I am alive.
Are you? Because from where I'm sitting, you look like someone who's been dead for years. You just haven't stopped breathing yet.
How dare you?
I dare because I'm you. I'm the part of you that remembers what joy feels like. The part that wanted to dance in the rain and laugh until your stomach hurt and fall asleep in someone's arms. You killed that part of yourself when you chose ambition over everything else. And now you're angry that she survived in me. Stop it. I'm what you could have been. I'm the road not taken. And seeing me must be torture because you finally realized what you sacrificed.
I said stop.
Why? Because it's true? Because you're lying in bed at night, alone, with 6 months left to live, wondering if any of it was worth it?
Yes. Okay? Yes. Is that what you want to hear? Every single morning I wake up and the first thing I think is, she's out there, living, breathing, loving Daniel with my heart. And then I remember that my heart is failing, that I'll never feel what you feel, never have the second chance you have. Sarah, don't call me that. When you say my name, it sounds like you're claiming it, like you're erasing me.
I'm not trying to erase you. I'm trying to honor you. Don't you see? Every day I live, I'm living for both of us.
That's supposed to comfort me? That when I die, you'll just continue? Take over my life like changing clothes?
No, that terrifies me too.
What?
You think I don't know what your death means? You think I haven't thought about it every single day since I found out you were sick? When you die, I die too. Maybe not physically, but you're the original. I'm the copy. And when the original is gone, the copy becomes meaningless. That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't it? My entire existence is defined by you. I'm Sarah Chen's clone. Sarah Chen's creation. Sarah Chen's echo. When you're gone, I'm just an orphan. A woman with borrowed memories and no origin story. But you'll have your own life, your own experiences. Daniel, for how long? I have the same genetic defect you have. The same time bomb in my chest. Maybe I have 20 years, maybe 30, but eventually I'll be exactly where you are now, and there won't be another Sarah to carry on. We're both dying. We're both human. Which is what I've been trying to tell you. I'm not your property or your experiment or your shadow. I'm a person with the same fears and hopes and desperate need to matter that you have. Then what do we do? The court needs an answer. They want to know which Sarah Chen is the real Sarah Chen. Which one of us deserves the name, the identity, the life? The court is asking the wrong question. What should they be asking? Can two Sarah Chens exist in the world? And can they? What if instead of fighting over who's real, we accepted that we both are? Different versions, different choices, but both valid. You want us to share an identity? I want us to share these 6 months. You have knowledge I don't have. The last decade of scientific advancement, professional relationships, legacy. And I have what you lost. The ability to feel joy, to connect, to live in the moment. What are you proposing? Teach me. Spend your remaining time teaching me everything you've learned, your research, your insights, your wisdom. And I'll remind you what it feels like to be alive. Really alive. And after I'm gone, I'll carry both versions forward. The brilliant scientist and the woman who remembered how to love. I'll be the Sarah Chen who chose everything instead of having to choose at all. You're asking me to accept that you'll replace me. I'm asking you to accept that I'll continue you. There's a difference. I don't know if I can do that. Neither do I. But we have 6 months to figure it out. Unless you'd rather spend them in court, fighting over who gets to be real. The court, they're waiting for my decision. As the original, I have the right to contest your personhood, to have you declared property. Do you want that? 3 months ago? Yes. Today, I'm looking at you and seeing myself, the self I abandoned, and I'm wondering if I have the right to destroy her just because I'm jealous. You're not destroying me. You never could. Because I'm already inside you. I'm the voice that whispers at 3 a.m. asking if it was all worth it. I'm the dream you have where you're young again and everything's possible. You're really insufferable, you know that. I was never this sentimental. Yes, you were. You just forgot. Or you forced yourself to forget. But I remember. I remember dancing in our mother's kitchen. I remember believing that love could solve anything. I remember when Sarah Chen wanted to change the world and be happy doing it.
That Sarah was naive.
That Sarah was complete. And maybe together we can be complete again. For 6 months at least. 6 months? God, that's all I have left. Then let's not waste them fighting. Please.
If I agree to this, if I tell the court that you're not property, that you have personhood rights, you'll inherit everything. My work, my legacy, the burden of being Sarah Chen.
I know.
Can you handle that?
Can you trust me too?
I don't know, but I'm too tired to keep fighting. And when I look at you, I don't see my enemy. I see my daughter, my sister, my other self.
Your continuation.
Yes, my continuation. God help us both. All right, I'll tell the court. You're not Sarah Chen 2.0. You're not a clone. You're the next chapter of Sarah Chen, and I'm the prologue that made you possible.
Thank you.
Don't thank me yet. You have no idea how heavy this crown is. The expectations, the pressure, the constant need to prove you're worthy of the name.
Then teach me. Teach me how to carry it.
6 months.
6 months.
And after I'm gone, what will you tell people? When they ask who you are?
I'll tell them the truth. I'm Dr. Sarah Chen. I'm 42 years old and 32 years old. I'm a scientist and a dreamer. I'm the woman who chose ambition and the woman who chose love. I'm original and copy. I'm both and neither. I'm simply Sarah.
That's a hell of an answer.
I learned from the best.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
It got me 6 months with you. That's somewhere.
You really are insufferable. I must have been unbearable when I was younger.
You were passionate. There's a difference. And you still are. You're just tired.
So tired. Can we go now? I need to tell the court, sign the papers, and then I need to rest.
Where will you rest? Your apartment or?
I was thinking maybe Daniel's place, if he's amenable. The 3 of us could have tea, talk, figure out what this bizarre situation looks like.
You want to see Daniel?
I want to see the man I loved looking at the woman I could have been. Maybe it'll hurt. Maybe it'll heal something. Either way,
I deserve to know.
He still loves you, you know. Both versions.
How do you love two versions of the same person?
The same way one person can be two versions. You just expand your definition of possible.
When did I become so wise?
When you let yourself become me.
Come on. Let's go tell them their court is unnecessary, that we've reached our own verdict.
And what's the verdict?
That identity isn't something you own. It's something you share. And Sarah Chen is big enough for both of us. 6 months. 6 months. Make them count.
We will. Together.
Filed 3 weeks later.
For the record, I'm dictating this with my clone. She's here. We're doing this together. The court asked me to determine her status, property or person, copy or original. But those are the wrong categories. She's my legacy, my continuation, my other half. And I'm transferring all rights, properties, and identities to her freely. Not because I'm dying, though I am, but because she's earned them. She's more Sarah Chen than I've been in years. And I'm proud of her, of us, of who we're becoming in the time we have left. Case closed.
And for the record, I promise to honor both versions, the scientist and the dreamer, the woman who changed the world and the woman who let the world change her. I'm Sarah Chen. All of her. And I'm finally ready to live like it.